Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you 3 wrong ways we respond to blessings in our lives. I've come to realize that when I respond to a blessing in any of these 3 wrong ways, it prevents me from fully enjoying that blessing. It even hinders the flow of more blessings. And before I know it, I find myself living in this season of, lack of joy, peace, and true contentment. Now, I felt the need to pop up this video even in the middle of my ongoing series on time management, because around this time of the year, a lot of people are having Thanksgiving celebrations, some are celebrating harvest festivals, and I think in general a lot of us are reflecting on the year, taking stock. And while our lips and our tables may be saying thank you, sometimes our hearts are far from truly feeling grateful. So I hope that by the end of this video, you'll be able to identify the wrong ways you've been responding to blessings in your life and how you can better respond so that you can fully enjoy all that you've received this year, and you can equally open up doors for more blessings come next year. The first wrong response is pride, and we manifest this pride in 2 ways. One of them very obvious, the other not so obvious. Let me start with the not so obvious one, and this is making light of the blessing, downplaying it, right? You desired it, you cried for it, you prayed for it, you worked hard for it, and now it's here and suddenly you're like, it's not like I was dying for it anyway. It's not like I so badly needed it anyway. And I'm not talking about the outward reaction. I'm not talking about you jumping and dancing on the rooftop. I'm talking about the state of your heart. Are you appreciative? Are you truly grateful from your heart that you know what, I went for this thing and it has come and now I am truly grateful? There are times that my husband and I just look at each other, something happens and we're like, oh my goodness, this could only be God. Thank you, God, and that's it. It's about that acknowledging, that recognizing that this could only be God. If you are responding in that prideful way, in that arrogant way, because you do not want anybody to think that you were so desperate for that thing, then that is the right blessing but the wrong response. And because you're having this wrong response, you cannot fully enjoy and celebrate that blessing in your life. The second and obvious way we manifest pride is by boasting. We boast about who we are, about what we have. But before we get deeper into this point, I would like to differentiate between pride and confidence, because I feel like many times we mix up the two. According to the Oxford Dictionary, pride is defined as the quality of having an excessively high opinion of oneself or one's importance, whereas confidence is defined as a feeling of self-assurance arising from an appreciation of one's own abilities and qualities. A proud person says, I know it all, I have it all, I'm better than you, and they use their blessings to make others feel less of themselves. But a confident person would say, I may not know it all, but I'm not letting what I don't know yet hold me back. I'm not going to settle for less than God's best for me. But as they walk into God's best, they do not use it to put others down. They do not use that light to dim other people's lights, but to help them shine even brighter. How do people feel when they are around you? Now, in no way am I saying that you're 100% responsible for how people feel around you, because there are some people that irrespective of what you do, they're going to feel a certain way about you and they're going to feel a certain way about themselves. And that is not on you, as long as you're not operating in pride. Now, honestly, for me, the danger of responding to a blessing with pride is not so much about people and how they will feel. It's really about you taking credit for that which is happening, because when you start to take credit, you put that pressure on you to keep performing. Another danger is that you begin to base your identity on those things that you are proud of. And when that becomes your identity, what happens? You become a slave to those things. Those things become your master, you become the slave. So the very things that were meant to serve you, you're now serving them. The very things that were meant to be a blessing, they were meant to be tools that you can use to pursue your purpose in life, they become your master, you become the slave. They become your identity. And when those things are no more, you don't know who you are. What happens? You crash. Pride comes before a fall. We have to watch out. The second wrong response is ingratitude. And again, I'm going to start by defining it for us according to the Webster Dictionary. Ingratitude is forgetfulness of or poor return for kindness received. Now, there are two main things that often lead to this spirit of ingratitude. The first is materialism. Materialism often involves dwelling on what you do not have. You keep dwelling on what you do not have, chasing after what you do not have, to the point where you are blinded to what you already have. And because you don't even see what you have, you cannot make use of it, you cannot enjoy it, and so you cannot even be grateful for it. And what steps in next? Envy and jealousy for those who have those things that you so badly desire, you so badly are chasing after. You begin to envy them, you begin to get jealous of others. This just leaves you with a life that, there is no joy, no peace, no contentment. That's why you can see some people who have so much, yet it's like they are not peaceful at all in their lives. They're not contented at all in their lives. Materialism will often lead to ingratitude, and that is the wrong response to the blessings in your life. The second is pain and suffering. It can be very difficult to be grateful or show gratitude in the midst of pain and suffering, because that pain may just be so great that it overshadows every aspect of your life. When you look at every area of your life, all you may be seeing is that pain. And if you cannot identify the blessing that is presently in your life or is coming in your life in that season, then you cannot enjoy it. And if you cannot enjoy it, you cannot be grateful for it. If you're watching me right now and you're going through some form of pain and suffering, I pray for peace, I pray for comfort, I pray for healing. And I just want to encourage you that on the other side of that pain is a blessing. And that even right now, in the midst of this pain, there are little miracles and blessings that may go unnoticed because your pain is so great. What I will encourage you to do is look for a calm and quiet day and just reflect on the things that you are grateful for. You may think that they are not a lot, but as you begin to write them down, you'll be surprised at how much you're going to write. I'm planning to make this little gratitude box with my kids so that we will begin to put daily the things that we are thankful for daily, so that by the end of next year, we can go into that box and see how much we have been blessed. Because you can end the year and you are just hit by a pain or a tragedy or something, and it just wipes off the memory of all the other good things that happened at the beginning of the year. But if you had written them down, if you had a journal, if you had this little gratitude box, you are able to get in there and it will really surprise you. You'll be surprised at how much you have been blessed even in the midst of that pain. This will strengthen you and give you hope to go through that pain or through that present challenge, and at the end or on the other side of it is even more blessings, because that is how we learn and that is how we grow. And the final one is lack of generosity towards others. We have been blessed so that we can be a blessing. You've been put on that platform so that you can lift others up. And I know when we always talk about blessings, people limit it, especially around this time of the year, to just the physical gift giving. That is good, that's important. But if you're going to live a life of generosity beyond this holiday season, you're going to look beyond just the physical giving. There are just so many things that we can give. If you've received peace, let people feel peace when they come around you. If you've received joy, give joy. Peace, give peace. Money, give money. Comfort, give comfort to somebody else. There is so much that we can offer, because at times also when generosity and giving is mentioned, people feel like, oh, that's a message to the rich people. Let the rich people give to the poor people. Everybody has something to give. Everybody has something to offer, because we all have received a measure of something. With that same measure that you have received, give it out. I always say that if anybody thinks that by withholding their love, their smile, their hug, their support, their money, their words of encouragement from another person, by holding it back, you're just going to destroy them and terminate their vision or their destiny, then you are overrating yourself, because you do not have that kind of power, right? They are still going to go on with their journey, maybe with some difficulties than if you had supported, but that story is going to be completed. The only difference is that you will not be a part of that success story. And I understand that a lot of people are beginning to hold back. They are being very careful when it comes to this aspect of generosity because they have been taken advantage of in the past. They have been taken for granted. Their acts of kindness have been trampled upon. But my encouragement for you here today is that do not allow the ingratitude, the ungrateful behavior of others hold you back from showing generosity to those who deserve your generosity or to those who you are in the position to help. Something that always helps me is that I tell myself to look beyond the now, to look beyond that immediate thank you and appreciation and recognition. Yes, it feels good. Yes, it is encouraging when somebody appreciates and say thank you and recognizes something you have done. But if it doesn't happen, look beyond the now, because the greater reward lies ahead, because God is not unjust to forget your labor of love that you have shown and which you are still showing. So I would like to conclude by saying that we all have been blessed in one form or the other. There is always something to be thankful for, and when we identify these things, we should not respond to them in pride or take them for granted. Rather, we should respond to it with a heart of gratitude, with a thankful heart, and we should go ahead and enjoy it. Do not shy away from enjoying those blessings, but above all, learn to share the blessings with others, because we have been blessed to be a blessing. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a happy Thanksgiving.